Hi, Leila from Murlo. Thank you for joining me. If you've been following us along through the videos that we're doing on the Fine Fleece, thank you for returning. If you're new, if you go to the playlist, you'll see the previous videos already posted. Be sure to hit subscribe, and that way you'll be notified when the next post is available. In the last video, we had taken the locks and we flick carded them. And I had said that I don't store them this way. And I also don't store them just in the lock formation. My preference is to put them through the drum carder, because then I've got these pieces that I can store away easily. So just little bumps like that, and you open them up and you're ready to spin from that. So we're going to head over to the drum carder and I'm going to show you how I do that. So I'll be back in a bit. Here we've got the drum carder set up, and on the tray I have laid the flicked locks that we've done. And I'm adding just a very fine layer here. The drum carder I have is an old one I got on Kijiji and ended up refurbishing it. So what I added here was a 90 tine per inch carding cloth. This is a very fine fiber that we're dealing with, so 90 is probably not high enough. I should probably have something that's 100 tines per inch or 120. Because of that, I want to go very, very slowly so that the fiber gets picked up by the liquor brush and placed onto the drum card. And if I go slow, I'm less likely to have a fiber snap back and create a little lump in the fiber. That's also called a nep. And when you're spinning and you run across those, depending on how large they are, you might want to pick it out, or if you're doing a bulkier weight, it might not be noticeable. So we're just going to get started here, getting these fibers put through. So I'm just going to get stuff lined up there a little bit. And you can see that I'm going quite slow with the drum carder. And it's starting to pull. And I'm not going to get a lot of snap back. And the other thing is, if you go too fast, all of your wool's going to end up on the liquor brush, which is not where you want it to go. You want the liquor brush to just pick up, you know, if you've got the odd second cut or a little lump, it should end up on the liquor brush, which is kind of neat. So then we can see that we've got it put on there. This drum carder is an older one, so of course it doesn't come with the brush that compacts it in. So I live in Canada. We get a lot of snow here, and everybody's got one of these in their trunk. It's basically a brush to take the snow off of your windshield. I cut the end off, and what I do is I just hold it here, and then that pushes the fiber down in so that I can get the next layer put on. So then I would just layer another set, very fine amount on there. And again, very slowly. I'm just going to lift this up so you can see when it starts to pull. Give you a different angle so that we can hopefully see what's happening here when the fiber's hitting the large drum. So we can see there that it's pulling in nice and smooth, not a lot of snapback. I had been told by a fellow spinner that a Fine Fleece is too fine for any of the equipment that we would have at home, and that the only preparation I would be able to do with this would be to flick card it and then spin from the individual locks. Not that I'm opposed to spinning from the lock. It just isn't really my favorite method. I like to spin from a continuous piece of fiber versus the stopping and starting that I would get when I'm spinning from the lock. So we're going to line up where we don't have any of the tines, and then we'll take this off. Now to take it off, you just take small amounts. I'm using a knitting needle along that area that has no tines, and we'll just lift out the fiber. Less is more. Now, when she had said that home equipment really isn't conducive to dealing with the fine fiber and that job should be left for a mill, you know, maybe in some cases that's true. But I can show you, and I will once I get this pulled off, some Rambouillet fleece that I had bought through a mill, and how absolutely disappointed I was that it just seemed to have so many naps and the vegetable matter in it. It really wasn't a fun spin. And once they've got those naps in there, really you're picking them out. To run them through the drum carder, I think you would just end up with more and more and more. And really doesn't seem to be salvageable. I've even tried it on hand carders and it still doesn't do it. So that's the piece. And yes, there's yellow there, but I'm blending this in, so I don't care that there's some yellow there. I'm going to grab the other piece that I got from a mill, and we'll just do a comparison and see how is this, considering the fact that this is the first time through. Typically, I would put it through 2 to 3 times to get it nice and aligned the way I like it. So I'm just going to grab that other piece and we're going to compare. Here we're going to look at side by side a comparison. So on the left here, that's the one that came from a professional mill. So if we open it up, we can see there's still quite a bit of vegetable matter in there and all of these bumps. So it's gone through a carding either not fine enough or it went through too fast. We're going to compare here. Keeping in mind that I've only put this through one pass. So there's the odd piece there, but I would be getting that going through my second pass. But there's less bumps there. So by going slow, I think we can still prepare this the way I want to. And there we have the comparison. So to me, I don't want to sound biased, but the one that we've done here today, I think I would enjoy spinning way more.
And there we have it. We have now prepped our fiber that's easy to store and is going to be in a way that I prefer to spin it from. This is Leila from Murlo. Thank you for watching.